Good afternoon, everyone. We are back with another presentation, an awesome presentation for Digital Learning Day. Today, right now, we have Jennifer Nobles, and she is going to talk to us about something a little bit different than classroom usage of digital learning. It's important to realize that everything we do can be digital. And one of those such things is grocery shopping. So Jennifer is going to talk to us about how we can use digital media and digital tools for groceries on the go. Jennifer, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Lydia. Well, I was asked, or we were asked by our professional learning director, Don Lursey, to think about digital tools that we could present on that increase productivity. So while groceries shopping is definitely not something we're using in the virtual classroom, it is something that does increase productivity for me. So I thought that I would share a little bit about how and why I do grocery shopping online. So not only is it convenient, but how is it productive for me? Well, it saves time. I can do grocery shopping at any time of the day. It is open 24/7. It turns out that what works best for me is when the day is done and my children have gone to bed and I finally have time to think about what I need for the upcoming week, that's when I do my grocery shopping. And then I'm able to pick the time that I want to pick up the groceries the next day. So I plan the picking up of the groceries based on what I'm doing the next day. Is it after I drop off my son for karate, then I can pick up the groceries, or my husband can pick them up when he's coming home from work. So not only is it you can grocery shop at night, but then you can pick when you want to pick them up in a time that's convenient, that's going to save you time. It saves you money because you're already out and using the gas to go get home from work or pick up a child from an event. It also saves money because you have this wonderful little calculator up in the top hand corner. We all have done online shopping, and we can click on our little basket to see how much money we've spent, what's in our checkout line, and you can watch that total go up. So if you are trying to stay under a certain number, you can watch that and make sure that you stay under there. It also saves money because it helps eliminate those kind of on-the-go buys, on-the-go purchases, these things that you notice and you say, wow, that looks good, as you're walking up and down the grocery aisles and you throw it in the cart, not really thinking about it. So you don't really do much of that. So it saves you money that way. It also helps you make wiser choices. So you can focus on the meal preparation that you want to do for the next day. So if I've got 5 meals planned out, I'm picking up those choices. I'm looking at the prices so I can compare prices and make a wiser economical choice. I can also think about my healthy recipes and make wiser choices that way as well. So again, all of these things help me be more productive. I'm able to not spend the couple hours that I would in the grocery store or the hours that I spend at home making a long list. I'm able to use that time to do other things to help me in my life and my work-life balance and make it all more productive. There are a couple of different things that you may not have thought of when you think of online grocery shopping that I thought I would share as well. As a school teacher, a former school teacher, now curriculum director, I always try and think about things that I can involve my children and things that I can do that help them learn. So you can involve your whole family in the grocery shopping. If you want to assign your children a day that they are responsible for dinner, then they can, research what meal they want to either, if they're young, they can help you cook it. If they're older, maybe they can cook it on their own. And they can research that recipe, and then they can sit down with you and order the food that's needed. They can also comparison shop. So it's a good, former math teacher, it's a good time to talk about unit price and how to tell if you're getting the better deal and different things like that. You can also shop while on vacation. So something you may not have thought about. If anyone has ever takes a vacation to the beach like my family does every year, you go down there on the Saturday to check in, and what happens? You hit lines and lines of traffic. And you finally get to the house. First you have to go to the rental agency, get the key. You get the key, you go to the house, and you've got to unload everything, and then you're sitting in that house that you're renting and there's no food and everybody's hungry and they want to go eat, and all the restaurants are busy because everyone else is there trying to eat. Well, one great thing that we did this year was we ordered groceries from the local grocery store, and we put the date that we wanted to pick them up. So it doesn't even have to be just the next day. So we ordered maybe about a week in advance and chose the day that we wanted to pick it up and the time. And so we were able to just pull in, pick up the groceries, and be on our way. Some grocery stores will even deliver the food, so you can look to see if that's an option where you're at. Like I said, I've already mentioned before, it is always open, so very, very convenient. You can do it whenever you need to. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll show a little bit in just a minute after I go through this slide, is that there are different ways that you could shop. So when you go in a grocery store, you usually shop by aisle, at least I do. And that's very convenient, except when you're on aisle 10 and you need something from aisle 1, you've got to walk all the way back. It's not that big a deal when you're shopping in the grocery store, online grocery store. But some of the online apps for the grocery stores will allow you to shop by aisle if you're very familiar with the aisles. You can shop by select items. So if you're interested in gluten-free items, you can shop only the gluten-free items. And so it makes it very easy to do. They have all of their gluten-free stuff organized right there. So it makes it very simple and helps you make those wiser, healthier choices. If you want to shop by a particular meal, sometimes you'll have recipes online and you can shop by that. The great thing, if you're trying to shop economically, you can shop by their sales. So if you're one of those that you plan your meals around what's on sale that week, which is a very economical thing to do, then you can shop by sales, and you can just click on what's on sale this week, and you can add it to your cart if that's something you're interested in. Two of the things that I love to do, because I order a lot of the same things week to week. I have 3 growing children that do not like taking their lunch, just do not like eating the school lunch. They like taking their lunch. And there are certain things that I always order for them for their lunches, and certain things that they like for breakfast. So I'm always buying these items over and over and over. Well, you can order based on your previous orders, your previous items that you've ordered. So that makes it very easy to, and very quick to shop. And then some of the apps are even so advanced that they look at your history of ordering items, and they determine what they call your preferred items, because they're items that maybe not that you ordered the last time, but maybe you've ordered 9 times out of 10. So it's, one of your preferred items, one of the things you like to order a lot. And so you can shop that way as well. So as you can see, shopping online, we love shopping online. It's very easy. It's delivered to your door. Well, grocery shopping online, not delivered to your door, although it does do that in some areas, but not in mine. But it does make it very easy to order and then go pick up. And they'll bring it out to the car for you. They'll put it in your trunk for you. You don't even have to get out. So I've even picked up my groceries in my pajamas before. So it is so simple, so easy. So I thought I would show 2 different websites that do grocery shopping online, just so you can see a couple if you're interested. So here's one that's Lowe's Foods. We do have these in North Carolina, not in my area, but I just thought I would show this one. So you can see that you can shop by products on sale, organic products, new products, even local products. You can also shop by their top deals or their most popular deals. And here you can see you can shop by aisle. So lots of different ways. And here's that quick meals link. So if you're interested in that. So lots of different ways you can shop. Again, you can see your total over here, so you can keep track of how much you're spending, and you can reserve your time slot for the next day. So it's a really great way to shop. You can also look at the whole weekly ad up here in the left-hand corner, and you can shop by the entire weekly ad. So very easy to use. The one that I use the most, because it is in my area, is Harris Teeter. And this is very similar. You can look at your cart. You can register and have all your information saved, so you don't have to put it in every time. You can shop by category. You can shop by the flyer. So if I wanted to shop by the flyer, I just have to click on it and check out the deal that I'm interested in, and I can just simply click on add to my cart. So that's very easy. To make it even more productive, they have an app. So I thought I would show you on iTunes that they do have an app. And over here, these are showing screenshots from my iPhone. So in the menu, you can always go to the weekly ad, browse by category, past purchases, evic savings, and things like that. So it's great. You can even add in your pharmacy if you have a prescription on file that you need to pick up. Certain ones they will let you do that with. If there are ones that you have to go in and show ID, they don't. But certain ones they will allow you to pick up online. And so again, it shows some of the best deals right here. You can look at information on the actual item. So it does give nutrition facts. And then my favorite, here's the lovely cart that you can see, and it shows everything, and it breaks it down by produce and snacks and meat and things like that. And when you are ready to check out, it is simple. It takes less than a minute. Click checkout, choose your time slots. And again, I register, so it's got everything saved in there. I hit checkout and I'm done. So some of the questions that I'm asked about are, well, what about if they don't have a product? Most of the stores will allow you to put in some information about whether you allow substitutions. So if they don't have the size of an item that you asked about, they'll substitute a different size. It's usually at the same price that the original item was. If they have a different brand, they will substitute that if you allow it. If you don't want to allow it, you can just check that you don't. Something else I've been asked about is coupons. How do you handle that? I don't know about all of them, but in one I've used before, you can bring your coupons and they just credit it for the next order. So it's a really easy thing to do. Anything you could do in the grocery store by walking in the door, you can usually do online as well. There is usually a small fee attached to ordering groceries online, but I found that I still end up saving more than I would have if I'd gone in the store, because I'm not doing those impulse purchases. So that's a little bit about my digital tool that increases productivity in my home work-life balance that I wanted to share with you all today. So Lydia, if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer any.
Sure, let me just, well, I don't think there are any questions, but you have a lot of people agreeing that this is a wonderful idea or service. Karen Suarez says, same here, to the fact that she uses some of these things. Karen Creech says this is a great real world application. Crystal Pullen said this is similar to an assignment we have in personal finance. And then let's see, Tammy Pearson said they also have a special spot where you can pull up to get these groceries up front, which is always wonderful to not have to go in the store. Karen Suarez also said, I did this right before Christmas at Lowe's Food, and they gave me a small bouquet of winter flowers as a surprise gift. That's pretty awesome. Karen Creech said, we can teach online in our PJs. Now I can pick up my stuff in my PJs. Liz Colbert says she's excited to try it. Karen Suarez also said, I've done this with Lowe's Food, great service, especially with little kids. Karen Creech said, I have a Lowe's a couple miles from my house. Now, you do have a question from Mia Murphy. She said, do you have to go in the store to let them know you're there?
A great question, and what Tammy had mentioned earlier is correct. They have a spot, a designated parking spot that you pull up in, and they've got the little box. You can just push on the little button and tell them you're there to pick up your groceries, and they bring them out to you. So I literally do not get out of the car at all.
Awesome. That's a fabulous. I was just, in fact, while you were talking, I was looking for, because I live out in the sticks, so there aren't very many grocery stores right here that would do this. So I'm definitely looking for one nearby. I know Sam's Club is one that I have used for the in-store pickup. You'd have to go in because the one near us doesn't come out to you, but it was still really handy. They already, when you have 4 kids and they're all crawling all over you when you're trying to shop. And Mia Murphy says, I do not want to leave my car, is what she said. Agreed.
Absolutely. It is a great handy tool. And like I said, it absolutely does increase productivity and something that you can involve your whole family in.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. And it looks like we've covered all the questions that have come up. And so I'm going to stop the broadcast. Everybody make sure that you, wait, nope, there's another question. Ela says, are there any tips or things to avoid?
Things to avoid. I would say I haven't really run into them except maybe letting my children get a hold of the iPad when I'm not looking and they want to add all their candy in there. But no, I really haven't found anything that I would avoid. I do make sure that if there is something in particular that I want, and I want that specific item, I don't want a substitution, or if I'm ordering something that you normally have to, weigh or something like that. So if I want something very specific, they have a place on the app or on the website where you can add in notes about that item. So I would highly suggest doing that. If you want, a particular type of, if you're ordering a cantaloupe and you want a certain color, a certain, texture, if you want them to thump it first or whatever the case is, I would add that into the notes section for that item. So that is a handy tip, so you don't end up with something that you really didn't want.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don Lursey wants you to know that you did have something to share. And then Michelle Lursey does have a question. She says, what should I do if I don't have a store that allows this option?
Well, I would start talking to your store manager, Michelle. So I would tell them that you've heard great things about online shopping and you think that they could increase their sales if they would do this in your area as well.
Nice. And then Tammy Pearson says, do they price match if another place has it cheaper?
I don't know about that. I do know that they will take electronic coupons and things like that. I imagine they do price shop. If you put that note in the note section for that item.
Awesome. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And everybody come back in about 15 minutes at 3:45 to hang out with the entire curriculum instruction group and meet some of the faces of NCVPS. Jennifer will be right back in another presentation. Thank you all so much.